She won't be able to do anything. She's a burden. These were my father's words. That too at my wedding reception. In front of everyone. I had a glass of juice in my hand. I held it, but my heart felt broken. My husband Ethan also had a surprised look on his face. He looked at me as if asking, "Did your father really say this?" Yes, I did. And not just say it. I humiliated him in front of everyone. I have heard it since childhood. Rachel, you're a girl. Dream, but stay grounded. I went to college. In computer science. Got good grades. But Dad always felt something was wrong. Sometimes taunts on clothes. Sometimes on the style of speaking. And most of all, on my dreams. On the wedding night, when everyone was laughing, my dad went to the mic on the pretext of giving a toast. Our Rachel never did anything big, he said. Hopefully now she will be able to live a decent life with the support of her husband. And then people laughed. No one felt bad. Because everyone thought it was just a joke. But it wasn't a joke. It was an attack on my identity. Something broke inside me. But at that very moment, something got added, my self-esteem. I made a promise to myself. Now I will prove myself. Not to anyone else, just to myself. When we returned to New York after the wedding, Ethan asked me, "Rachel, is there anything you want to do? Any dreams?" I smiled and said, "Yes, but now it's not a dream. Now it's a mission." Nights became my new friend. When everyone would sleep, I would open the laptop. Would look for work on freelance sites. Reads old codes. Would make new projects. I had no money. It was just passion. One day, Ethan bought me a small whiteboard. It was written on it, "One day, CEO Rachel." I started laughing, but that same day, the Rachel inside me woke up. This was just the beginning of this story. And my identity? Not just someone's daughter anymore. Now I was going to be the hero of my own story. After marriage, I decided. Now my life will not be just compromises. Now I will live for myself. Ethan was with me. At every step. But he could not fight my battle. This battle was mine alone, for my self-respect. I didn't have money. But there was an old laptop. And lots of forgotten coding knowledge. I made that laptop my weapon. From 11 p.m. to 4 a.m. when the whole house is sleeping, I would be writing code. Created profile on freelancing websites. Nobody gave me work earlier. One day I got a small project. $200. Small for anyone else. For me, a new beginning. I did that work with all my heart. The client said, "Good job, Rachel." That's it, those 2 words. The fire inside me got further fueled. Now my routine was something like this. Get up early in the morning. Watch tech tutorials. Learn machine learning. Work on projects. I started polishing up my GitHub profile. Created resume scanner. Created a budget tracker app. AI-based suggestion tool. Each time, Ethan would print out my earnings and stick it on the fridge. One day I made $1,200. He smiled and said, "Now it seems it won't take long to become a CEO." We both laughed. But that line kept resonating inside me. She won't be able to do anything. 3 months later, I applied to a big tech company. Novabyte Technologies. The interview was difficult. But I did not hide anything. HR asked, "What have you been doing the last 2 years?" I answered straight away. I was reinventing myself. The email came 2 days later. Welcome to Novabyte, Rachel. Salary, $80,000 per year. I quietly called my mother. She started crying. Papa? He just wrote. About time. But this time, I didn't even read that message. Now I did not want validation. In a Zoom meeting, my team praised the tool I created. My boss said, "Rachel, you have the mind of a CTO." I just said, "This is just the beginning." That night Ethan brought me a cake. It was written on it, "CEO in progress." I ate that piece and thought, now I don't just dream it, now I live it. Now I was working in Novabyte Technologies. Was learning something new every day. Every day she was making herself stronger. But there was still one voice echoing in my mind. She won't be able to do anything. My father's voice. One day the company organized an internal hackathon. I participated alone. Made a fully working AI assistant in 72 hours. When the judges saw the demo, everyone was shocked. My team was clapping. The CTO himself came to me and said, "Why are you not leading your own company yet?" That's where the idea came from. To start your own company. I did research for 2 months. Ethan fully supported me. We mortgaged our house. I invested all the money in fulfilling a dream. RiseMind AI, my own company. There were no clients in the beginning. There were no investors. It was just me and my faith. Gradually, I started getting work. We built AI tools for small businesses. Then some American schools used our product. In 3 years, RiseMind became profitable. Investors started contacting. Our team grew from 2 people to 28. And then, one day, an opportunity came my way. A struggling company, TechSoul Incorporated, in which my father was the senior manager, was about to be sold. I saw all the documents. A board meeting was held. And the final decision. RiseMind acquires TechSoul. Yes, the company where my father worked for 18 years. Now it was mine. When the deal was finalized, I myself sent them an email. Subject line: "Hello from the CEO." He did not give any answer. But I knew he would definitely be reading the email now. Ethan asked, "Do you want to tell them face to face?" I said, "No. I've spoken to myself now. And I'm proud of myself." Together we fulfilled a dream. And then an invitation came. My younger brother's wedding. Place. The same house, the same people. Where once I was just considered a burden. I didn't want to go. But Ethan said, "You are not going just as a guest, you are going as an example." The wedding day arrived. I arrived in a simple dress. No heavy jewelry, no show-off. Bus. A quiet confidence. People's perspective had changed. Relatives were whispering, "That's Rachel, right? The one who started her own company?" My mother smiled at me. But Dad? Still the same stern face. The same cold silence. During dinner, everyone gathered. My father stood up and started calling for a toast. And then he said the same words again. "Rachel, it was always a disappointment." That moment, all the silence inside me was broken. I stood up slowly. He took out a paper from his purse. "This is my current bank statement. And this is RiseMind's ownership agreement with TechSoul Incorporated." There was silence. Only my voice was echoing. "Yes, Dad, I am the same Rachel. Which you never understood. The one you let down at every turn. Today the same girl has bought the company where you worked for 18 years. I looked into his eyes. Not afraid this time. Rather, proudly. Papa did not say anything. Just sat down quietly. Ethan held my hand. The whole hall stood up. The applause started. My mother hugged me and said, "I am proud of my daughter." That night, I saw myself for the first time. In the mirror. And she smiled. I was no longer just someone's daughter. I was a story myself.